husband, desperate to save her, decided to risk it all. Late at night, under the cover of darkness, he climbed over the stone wall. The garden, the smell, he had it all. It smelled of earth, and the air was thick with magic. He plucked a handful of Rapunzel leaves, his fingers trembling, and he hurried home. His wife ate the stolen greens, and for a moment all was well. But the next night, as he reached for more, a cold, cold voice cut through the silence. Thief. The husband turned to see a shadow emerging from the vines. The sorceress, with eyes like burning embers, loomed before him. "You dare to steal from me," she whispered. Terrified, the man fell to his knees. "Please," he begged. "My wife, she's with a child. She was fading before my eyes, and I had no choice." The sorceress smiled, her lips curling in amusement. "Very well, you may take as much as you wish. But in return, you must give me the child." The man, overcame with sorrow, had no choice but to agree. And so, when the baby was born, a girl with golden hair fine as silk, the sorceress appeared to claim her. She named the child Rapunzel and took her far away to a hidden tower deep in the forest. The tower had no doors, only a single window at the very top. And so, as Rapunzel grew, the only way in or out was climbing by her long golden hair. Each day, the sorceress would stand below and call, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let your hair down." Obediently, Rapunzel would lower her braids, and the sorceress would climb up, her fingers digging into the strands like a ladder. Years passed, and Rapunzel knew nothing beyond the walls of her tower. She spent her days singing to her birds, brushing her golden hair, and dreaming of a world beyond the treetops. One day, a prince was wandering through the forest when he heard her voice, a song so sweet it made his heart ache. He followed the sound until he reached the hidden tower. From the tower, he saw shadows. He watched as the sorceress called out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let your hair down." must escape, he said. I will bring a scarf each time I visit, and we will weave them into a rope strong enough to carry you down. Unfortunately, fate had other plans. Hello, and welcome to my ASMR video. Today I'll be telling part 2 of Rapunzel. Let's begin. For the first time in Rapunzel's life, she was not alone. She and the prince spoke for hours, their laughter filling the tower like sunlight breaking through the clouds. Night after night, he returned, bringing stories of the outside world, of castles and rivers, of bustling markets and open fields. And slowly, Rapunzel's heart began to ache for freedom. One evening, as the prince climbed up once more, he brought a plan. We must escape, he said. I will bring one evening. As the prince climbed up once more, a scarf each time I visit, and we will weave them in a rope strong enough to carry you down. But fate had other plans. The sorceress, growing suspicious, returned earlier than usual and got them together. Betrayal, she hissed. With a flicker of her wrist, she took a knife and cut Rapunzel's golden locks. The prince, seeing her fury, tried to fight, but the sorceress cast a spell, sending him humbling and tumbling from the tower, down. Blinded by the fall, the prince wandered the forest, calling Rapunzel's name. Meanwhile, the sorceress banished the girl to a barren wasteland, where she kept and wept and sang, her heart heavy with sorrow. But love is stronger than any spell. One day, as the prince stumbled through the wilderness, he heard a voice, a song, soft and familiar. With all his strength, he followed it until he found her. Rapunzel, overjoyed, ran to him, and she wept. Her tears fell upon his eyes, breaking the sorcerer's curse. With his hand restored, he took her hand, and together they journeyed back to his kingdom, where they lived happily subscribe.